Then you showed up. All right. What is going on, everyone? It is your girl. Let me go ahead and pause that. It's your girl, Nat Martin. We are back with Talk with Nat. It's been a long time. For all of those that's been with me for years, you already know Talk with Nat. Woo! We started Talk with Nat back in 2015, I think, 2016. I'm not even sure. I can't even remember back that far for real. But Talk with Nat was me, your girl, Nat Martin, and we're going to talk about it. I still have my podcast, Resilient Talks. Well, Resilient Talks podcast is where we highlight people's resiliency stories of how they bounce back and have the greatest comeback and tell their stories so people can heal and, activate and become and evolve. But Talk with Nat is Talk with Nat. So we always knew that with me, I am the voice for the voiceless. I'm going to speak up for those that cannot speak up for themselves. I'm going to speak up for myself. I'm going to advocate. Y'all know my three people: women, veterans, and children. I'm going to advocate. I'm going to do all that I can with the energy, the strength that God has given me to do what I'm supposed to do to help heal this world, help make it a better place, not only for me, but for you. So it's time to get to it. It's been a long time. My throat chakra, which if you guys are not familiar with, is your throat. And in that area, it's been blocked for a very long time. I have been silenced. I have been quiet on a lot of matters. I've been observant. I've been watching. I've been studying. I've been inward because God has been doing a thing with me. And I wanted to speak out about a lot of stuff, and I still do. But he's still holding me back on certain things that he wants me to speak on. But right now, tonight, as I was in my studies, as I was in here working on the things that I do that no one knows, because who knows what the real life superheroes do at night, right? Besides save the world. So a lot of people are confused. What do you do, Nat? Where you be at? What you be doing? Where you at? Like, no one ever knows where I'm at any given moment. And I love that for me. You should probably try it. It's peaceful. It's called peaceful. I'm a nomad. I'm here on a journey that God have crafted for me. I did not understand it. Sometimes I'm still like, what we doing? But I'm getting a better understanding and clarity of what my mission and assignment is. I do know what my purpose is, and that's why I show up. But I also have to fight off some old versions of me that like to come back full throttle. The warrior in me don't like injustice. The warrior in me don't like when people don't do the right thing. The warrior in me don't like when people get misused, misused, abused, or mistreated. I just don't like it for myself or for others. And then I always feel like when you speak up and when you speak out, it helps save someone else, because they may be going through the same thing that you're going through, but they have no idea. They have no idea that, hey, she's going through that too. I didn't know. I've actually learned some things that someone was going through and dealing with. And I'm like, God, I wish they would have said something, because I wouldn't even been a part of a lot of things had I known, because my heart is pure. I don't deal with foolishness or craziness or drama or none of that. I am pure in heart. And because when we lack speaking out, sometimes it can cause problems for others. So I try to do my due diligence to speak out, to speak up, and to speak for those that are voiceless, those that feel weak, and those that cannot speak for themselves. If you have that ability, then you activate your throat chakra and you use your voice. My voice is my gift. I know exactly what my voice can do. I know exactly how I can help people through the changes and reflections of how I use my voice. I can talk like this, I could talk like this, and then I definitely can talk like this. and it can give different energies and activations in the world, and it can command and demand different things in the world. And so when you start to go inward and you start to really find out who you are, whose you are, and the gifts that's bestowed upon you, you cherish yourself a little bit better. You are selective in your accessibility. You become protective. I am so protective of me that sometimes I still give with the heart. I lead with the heart, lead with the heart, but this isn't the season for the heart. You had my heart. You misused it. You had my heart. You abused it. You had my heart. And it's unfortunate, but the heart is pure. It's going to love and care for all of humanity. But the heart will get you hurt. Leading with the heart will get you hurt. So in leadership, you want to have a heart. Yes. But you want to make sure that you're logical in your practices to make sure that you're not just, we're at war. Okay. I prepare people for the battlefield. And so my heart is pure. So the lowest level of casualties is always the goal, but we have to think strategically. You have to be calculated, you have to be practical, and you have to have emotional intelligence and control. Our heart will be so passionate on what we care about that sometimes we have to take a step back and just guard it. In the book, it says protect the heart because of the carefulness and the delicacy of it. But I'm a warrior, okay? And what's that movie? Was it the 80s, the 90s? When they say warriors come out and play. So I'm ready to come out and play. So we're gonna talk about some stuff. Let me get in here. Hold on. I got all types of, yeah, I know I'm still trying to learn all the gadgets. Uh-oh, what I just do? No. The gadgets that I have, I don't know how to do all this stuff sometimes. Okay. What? Wait, this one is not. So if y'all don't know, I'm on all platforms right now. If you follow me on Facebook, if you follow me on Insta, TikTok, YouTube, I'm everywhere. Everywhere that you need to be is right here with me. So one of the key things I want to talk about just for this segment, because I have another topic about what I just mentioned, people, misusing people and taking advantage. I will be talking about that very soon, but that's going to be dedicated to its own topic. Right now, I want to talk about healing out loud. I want to talk about healing out loud, understanding who you are and understanding that we are in a world that in 2025, so many people think that, we should have progressed farther than what we are, not understanding the dynamics of everything that we have right around us. Like everything that we have around us can literally be killing you. So I was doing some studies, right? A lot of you may not know. I'm going to be, when I say this is about healing out loud. So I'm the transparent coach. I share my stories not because I want y'all in my business. I could care less because you're not all the way in my business. I share what I want and I share what to the levels that it needs to be shared. So some people do understand that I have an autoimmune and that my health fell in this last year and a half. Those that are directly connected to me, I don't think nobody actually knows all of what's going on and the actual high levels of that. All you see is that I show up. You see that I show up and I smile and I help people. And long as I'm doing that, everybody's okay. But if I'm crying or if I'm sad or if I'm in pain or if I'm in a hospital, then I guess that's just too much for y'all to just care, right? I'm not here for you. I'm here because God told me to speak about it. And He told me to shed light on the things that I'm learning and the things that I'm utilizing to help heal myself and to progress. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but this message and this live is for you and everybody else. please gracefully just, unfollow, scroll by. Please do me a favor for you, okay? Because the warrior is still here. So let's not activate her. I have a message. Like literally, I have a message. And the message that came to me. When I say I have a message, I want you guys to be very frank and clear. Some of y'all don't know my gifts. I do. I get downloads and I'm very spiritual. And when I get downloads, it gives me messages not only for myself, but for others. And sometimes I don't know who that message is for. I don't know who it is to unlock. I just know I'm being obedient to giving the message that came to me. So as I was resting today, I have an autoimmune. And I have a special place in my heart for a lot of people that live with autoimmune diseases, right? Because it comes with a lot. Sometimes it may have pain, it may have it comes with a lot. And those that live with it, you have your own struggles, and then you have caregivers that have their own struggles of trying to caregive for a person that has that. And unfortunately, guess what Nat Martin is? I'm a person that live with the autoimmune, and I'm also my own caregiver. So I don't have the love and support of someone to help me on my day to day. I don't have that. So I have to make sure that I manage life in a way that I can take care of myself, to live the life that I want to live, and then to also be able to heal and evolve and learn how I can get rid of it, because I truly believe that we can heal from everything and we have to find the root cause. So I have this book, and I've had this book for years. I bought this book, I want to say, I don't even know this person. I don't even know where I bought the book from, but it's called Get Over It, 7 Steps to Living Well with Lupus. I don't have lupus, but I bought this book because when I started first having symptoms, and I didn't know what was going on with my health, my body, is back in like 2015. I was sharing, just like I was sharing on Talk with Nat. And one of my battle sisters, she said she had lupus, and I didn't know. I didn't know. She never posted about it. I didn't know. And when I learned about that, I was like, wait, let me see how I can help. Let me see how I can fix her. Let me see what can I do to aid. So I had came across this book at some event I was at. And in this book, I just want to read this passage. So anybody that's battling with health challenges and you're not really sure what it is, or if you have an autoimmune and you're like, I just want you to hear the story, because I'm a storyteller. That's what I do. I tell my story. I highlight other people's stories. I'm a storyteller to help you get unlocked. So Dr. Adair F. White Johnson, that's the lady whose book this is. So after receiving the diagnosis, I was determined that it had to be proven to me. The doctors had to show me the who, what, why, when, and how of this disease that mysteriously appeared in my life. Okay. Again, this live ain't for everybody. It's for those that are my warriors, my resilient warriors that are battling with different things and they don't understand why it's happening to them or what is going on or their health is being challenged. That statement is the same statement I said. And every time I go to my doctor's appointments, I literally, well, why did I get it? And where did it come from? And who said it was that? And what you gonna do about it? And they get mad at me every time, because you want to know, like, why? Like, what is it? What's the cause? Western medicine doesn't really get to the root cause. They're band-aid healthcare systems, okay? So they want to put band-aids. I've been in the health and wellness field all my life. So let me give y'all background, because I know some of y'all, you don't know who I am or what I do, and you swear that I'm nothing, right? Newsflash, I'm bigger than you think. I'm bigger than you think, but it's okay. When I was a child, I used to advocate for my family for their health. So when I was 12 years old, I had advocated and did a sit-in where I wanted my family to stop eating pork, because I did the studies. I am a researcher. My grandmama used to make me read books and pay me $5 for a book. My grandfather used to make me read the encyclopedia before I had to go outside every day. And I had to read the Webster's Dictionary every day and record myself speaking and stand with a book on my head. So when I tell you I was trained for this battlefield of this life that we live, none of this, who I am, is the depiction or reflection of anyone or any community I have ever attached myself to. So let's make that very clear and apparent. So when I say this, is that I already foresaw the future that my family was going down. They were eating a lot of pork and meat and all of the things. I did not eat that as a child. Now, growing up in the 80s, we did not have labels of vegan and all that stuff. And we didn't have choices. It was eat your food or go to bed. So I went to bed because I was so determined to not put it in my body. I ate for my body when I was a young child, and I still eat for my body now. I listen to my body. I know thyself. So even if it's something going on within me, I'm like, something's off before I even go to a doctor. Pretty much, I go and I can advocate for myself and others because I know I track everything. I measure everything. I'm very meticulous. So one of the other things I did was when I was 13, again, this is all going to be in my book, but y'all might not read that. So I'm going to just give y'all the little drop signs here. When I was 13, I camped from Newark, New Jersey, all the way to South Dakota. And when I got to South Dakota, I actually stayed on an Indian reservation. And that was one of my first times that I was awakened. And I had an experience with the Sweat Lodge and was kind of introduced to some of my gifts. And that'll be in the book, but I'll go deeper in that later. But I just want to give you some background. And then again, I practiced Chinese medicine in my 20s. I was a licensed massage therapist, but I was an energy healer. So I did a lot of acupressure, a lot of sports wellness, because I was interested in maintaining a body, like living a healthy lifestyle, not quick fads or fixes, not going to get your body done and say you're working out. Like, we're not doing that. Then I became Fit Girl Life, and I had my own fitness company, and I had a fitness brand, and was still helping people create healthy lifestyles. So background. And then I was a natural bodybuilder. I forgot about that. But y'all I don't know if you can see. Oh, my trophies is up there. But yeah, got it. So let's go back. Let's reference back. It said they had to demonstrate that I really had this disease. So initially I was in denial. And I also felt very isolated because at the time, this is back in 1986. And there were a lot of things about lupus that remain unknown. 1986, we in 2025. So there's still a lot of things that still remain unknown. My autoimmune, when I go into my doctor's office in this Western healthcare system, they are very confused. Some of them don't believe it. Some of them have no idea about holistic medicine, and nor do they practice it. So I don't go to a subscription-based doctor, meaning they understand that I don't want your drugs. I don't do drugs. This body don't have drugs in it, okay? No shade to those that do, but you wonder why you have different symptoms and stuff. And so I want you to understand that things that happen to you, the trauma, the drama, all of those things, the environment, the lotions, the soaps, the air, all of the environments, the immunizations, all of the things that we are like around and we are steadily using, it's played a major impact in our life. It played a major impact in our health. And so for me, because you're gonna say, well, Nat, you don't do drugs, and let me tell you, it's the thing called I done been all around the world and yeah again. And while I was going all around the world saving it and serving, I've been in different environments. I've been exposed to different things. I had to take multiple immunizations against what I wanted to until the end of my career was when I exercised my free will and I had to stand against the United States Air Force to stand up for what I believe in and to activate my rights. So that's why I tell people I'm not weak by any default. I'm not afraid of a challenge. I'm not afraid to stand up for what's right because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Hell, I almost wasn't retired. They tried to come after me for my retirement because I'm not a follower. I'm a leader and I'm going to push the needle until you do the right thing. I don't give up easily. And that's not good for most people. So just don't pick a battle with me because when I activate. So I wanted to read that. Now, this book right here. And if you have any questions, y'all can go ahead and put in the comments or whatever, because I really like, and then again, if this isn't for you, please share this live with somebody that you're like, man, they need the inspiration, they need the motivation, they need the uplifting, they need the information, education. They may be going through health challenges or just trying to heal and evolve, and they just don't really know what else to do, right? Tell them, talk to me, because I don't want to talk to the rest of y'all. I want to talk to those people that's evolving. Okay. This book is A Woman of Purpose and Power by Dr. Miles Monroe. If you don't get anything, you're going to get to learn how to read in today. Okay. So this one part I want to read to you. All right. All right. It says, is this my right? Yeah. Are you still questioning what life is about? I know it's not easy to take a hard look at yourself, but it's necessary if you're going to discover your true purpose in life. Pause. Let me tell y'all something. Living the life that you're living, I want you to just take a look in the mirror and say, am I living the life of purpose? Am I living on purpose and purpose for purpose? Am I doing the things that's going to get me to the higher being of myself? Am I fulfilled that night? Am I satisfied? Am I good and complete with everything that I'm putting out? If you say yes, I want to high five you, because let me tell you, that's amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. But if you said no, which majority of us is going to say no, because myself included, I am living in purpose. I am choosing to only be attached to things of purpose. However, because I'm not walking in my full assignment yet, I'm not fulfilled. I'm not fulfilled. Little things is not enough for me. Little things, it's just, it doesn't do it. I don't get impressed by things. It's not enough. I have a mission and assignment to activate and help a million lives. I had a group, and it's dormant on Facebook, but what year was it? 2017? The Power of One, my Power of One group. I've always believed in the power of one. The power of one is that I help you, you help them, and then they go help somebody. That's how I'm going to touch my million to my billion of people around the world. But then when your girl started traveling and people laughed at me, she ain't going, how you going to help somebody? You're here. You're not global. I've always been a global activator. I've always been a global ambassador. I've always been places with the Air Force or on my own terms. I think I just counted it recently. I believe I've been to 25 countries. And I got to sit down and kind of look at that again. I don't know. But I know it's a minimum of 25 countries. But I'm trying to hit 5 more before the end of this year, because my heart is wanting to help more. And then my messages is saying that someone is needing me. And right now, in the place and the environment that I'm in, I'm not needed here. So I have to go ahead and relocate. I have to go where I am appreciated, where I am valued, and where I am needed. I cannot no longer lower my frequency and dim my light for others that think they're bigger and better than people. I don't like that type of energy, because that warrior will come out, and my energy can only be used for the grace of God. So it says, you will be busy. Now, this is for you if you're like, I don't know my purpose in life. You will be busy doing meaningful work when you learn why you are here. When you learn why you are here. So even at 12 years of age, 12 years of age, I wonder what she was doing at 12 years of age. I told y'all, stopping my family from eating pork, making signs. I camped again from Newark, New Jersey to South Dakota on a voyage, staying on a Indian reservation. I wonder what he was doing at 12. So at 12 years of age, Jesus was busy with his purpose. You can check that out in Luke 2, 41 to 49. So isn't that an exciting way to live? Don't give up on having a purposeful life, no matter what your age. Get busy with the right thing. Get busy with the right thing. Don't get busy doing low frequency activity. Don't get busy with the wrong people. Don't get busy trying to do things to do them. Do the right thing. So I want you guys to understand that. Am I living in my purpose, on purpose for purpose? Am I fulfilled? Am I satisfied? That's what you got to tell yourself every day. And then if you're not, we got to get to it. What does that look like? That's when I tell people to journal. I have journals and stuff. I'm about to start putting all my stuff back out because people need it. You got to start journaling. I have so many books. Again, this is just part of my library. because the other part is all audible because I can't carry all these books when I travel. So you have to understand, start journaling that. Am I living in my purpose? These are journal prompts. Get a notebook. I don't care. Get a blank piece of paper. Am I living in my purpose? Am I living in my purpose for purpose on purpose? Am I intentional with my walk? Am I fulfilled? Can I go to bed at night knowing I have done all that I can do? If it's a no, we got to figure out, how do we get there? How do we get there? That's why I have my discovery calls. That's why I have my resilience reset calls, to help people unlock, to get you on your way. I am just here to be a coach, to guide you, to activate you, to help you in your transformation process. So this book right here, people want to know, Nat, how you bounce back? Well, it's the God in me, right? Because I go to war. Yes, I've been in Iraq in 2004, physically real time in war, but I ain't talking about that. It's a spiritual warfare going on. I go to war. Okay. I don't fight anymore, even though sometimes the body gotta, give it to it. I don't fight. These hands, you can still catch them, but it's going to take a lot to get these hands to come up. Now I'm qualified to shoot, but I fight in the spiritual realm. I go to war in the spiritual realm. I'm not messing with these earthlings. I'm not about to sit here and play with you in the physical. I ain't afraid of nobody in the physical, mankind, animal kind. I'm not. Now, y'all saw my video about the lizard. I just don't want nothing touching me. Y'all see, I keep moving my hair. I don't like stuff touching my skin and stuff. So, but if I got to stomp it out, best believe me or you is always going to be me. So just know that. But I need you to understand, it's time that you got to go to battle. You got to go to battle in the spiritual realm. You have to sit with self. You have to sit with self. You have to meditate in prayer. You have to understand that there's different things. It's something, hold up, I bookmarked my little, I got 2 bookmarks. Okay. Yeah, this one right here. This is one of the strategies when you go to war. Your identity, remembering who you are. I need y'all to go ahead and get a notebook, get a piece of paper or something. I need you to write this down when I say it. If you don't know who you are, right? And if I were your enemy, this is what I would do to you. This is what I would do to you. I'll devalue your strength, magnify your insecurities until they dominate how you see yourself, disabling and disarming you from fighting back, from being free, from being who God has created you to be. I'll work hard to ensure that you never realize what God has given you, so you'll doubt the power of God within you. How many people letting the enemy do that to them? Well, you don't know who you are. You're doubting yourself. You sitting there, am I good enough? Am I worthy? Am I that girl? Am I that guy? Yes, you are that girl. Yes, you are that guy. Yes, you are the child of God. Yes, I am Nat Martin. You are who you said you are. Listen, don't let the enemy come in here and play in your face. Don't let the enemy come in here and deter you from your God-given gifts and talents. Don't let the enemy get on these platforms with all this technology and stuff and confuse you as if you cannot help, aid, and abide to someone else. Walk in your purpose, King. Walk in your purpose, Queen. It's time that you show up. Because when I show up, people know when I walk in the room. No voice heard. I don't have to speak. My presence is felt when I walk in a room, because when I wake up every day, my feet touch the ground. Let me tell y'all, the earth rumbles. I don't come to play. When I'm sitting here hugging my trees and sitting in my grass and sitting here lighting all my candles and messing with my incense, that's when y'all be trying to play. Like, wish she ain't got nothing going on. You have no idea. You have no idea how I'm activating. You have no idea. So I need you to activate yourself today. Understand that you cannot. I'm going to tell you again. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it again because he's playing in your face. And we can't even let him do that. And if you connected to me, you already know what type of time. We fighters over here, resilient warriors. If I was your enemy, I need you to hear me. If I was your enemy, I'll devalue your strength, magnify your insecurities until they dominate how you see yourself. I need you to wake up every day. When I used to take on my clients, and again, I'm opening the books back up, I used to make them through my first 15. What is your first 15 minutes of the day? The first 15 minutes of the day, you got to look at yourself, check yourself. You got a mirror in your bathroom. You don't have a full body, then you turn that camera on and you put it in selfie mode. What do you see when you see yourself? I'm not talking about the freckles that I'm starting to grow now. I'm not talking about whether your skin normal, oily, or dry. I'm not talking about that. When you really look at yourself in that mirror, what do you see? Look beyond your skin, look beyond your hair, look beyond the facial features. What do you see about you? Who do you see? The outer beauty and the outer handsomeness, that is surface. What are you inside? I'm a seer, so I see a lot of y'all, and it ain't cute, clean, or pretty. That's why I don't let people touch me. You can see what I see. It ain't good. So, what do you see? Because again, he said, I will show up and show out. I'm gonna make sure I dominate how you see yourself. Embrace yourself. Love yourself. Here, we talked about the throat chakra. Unblocking your throat chakra, you have to speak life into you. Speak life into you. This heart chakra, let me tell y'all, a lot of work on this heart chakra, okay? Understanding that you have to protect your heart, but you have to start with self-love, right? We all want to jump in relationships. And again, I get it because I'm waiting for my king, only if he's ready, okay? When he come healed and everything. But we got to work on our heart. The heart chakra we have to first work on is self-love. Self-love is going to be vital because love is the highest frequency. The quickest way that you can heal, which people don't understand, I battle with health concerns because one of the ways that I can heal truly is love. But I don't have that. So if I don't have love, how do I get it? I have to work on my self-love. I have to work on the ultimate love of myself and love from God. Physical beings, I don't have that. I don't have genuine love in the world. So I have to make sure that I love myself and understand that God don't play by me. He loves me. Like, you don't love God? What's wrong with you? Okay. So because he loves me too. So I need you to hear that. I need you to say that. I need you to feel that. The heart chakra is where you're going to start loving yourself. So don't let the enemy defeat you or make you look at yourself anything less. Second line, he's going to disable you and disarm you from fighting back. Now, what will disable you and disarm you from fighting back? You'll think you're weak. You'll think you're not strong. You'll think you're alone. I am alone in this earthly world, baby. I'm never alone. I'm never alone in the spiritual world. I am. This is what I tell some people. You see people alone in the physical. You don't know the rankings in the spiritual world, right? So I'm never alone. And I go where I want to go. And I'm going to be where I want to be. And if I'm told not to be there, I won't be there. Not to say there's no danger out here in this world, because there is. But you got to be armed and ready. I'm armed and ready spiritually and physically at all times, just so you know. So what would disable and disarm you from fighting back, from being free? When you believe what the enemy has told you, when you believe in the insecurities that they have told you, when you start to feel that, because it didn't work out for them and they want to project on you, that's when you will be disarmed. When you start to give in, when you silence yourself because they silenced you, that's when you'll be disarmed. And I speak this because it happened to me. I've been silent for a while. I know a lot of y'all follow me and you're like, man, where'd she go? I don't go live. I ain't been live on here in over a year. Live, especially Instagram. I got up and got ghosts on y'all. I was silenced. There was people, men, influencers, high power people that think she ain't gonna say nothing. I don't have nothing to lose. My life, I died this year, really. The physical being that you guys know of Nat Martin is gone. She's not here. God saved my life in March to restore me and renew me, transformed me into who He crafted me to be, to walk in my light and shine bright, and to live a abundant life. Ain't no scarcity over here. Ain't no fear over here. And if He says it's time, I know I have done all that I have done. So thank you for activating my power. Thank you. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you. But there's another part I need this message for somebody. I'm not sure. Okay. The enemy wants you to suffer from a case of mistaken identity. Woo, baby. The enemy wants you to suffer from a case of mistaken identity. Woo, why is that so? It makes his job a whole lot easier. Makes your defense a lot weaker. Oh, baby, he working overtime to keep your identity masked. You want to know the names of all these channels that you guys are watching me on? It's I am Nat Martin. I know who I am. I've been know who I am, and it's never going to change. What's behind me? Nat Martin. I am who I am. I'm not changing that for nobody. No business world, no business. I am who I am, and I said what I said, and I mean what I say, and I stand on it 10 toes down every day. I am who I am. But see, who I am is a God-fearing woman. Who I am is a faithful servant leader. Who I am is a woman that walks in integrity. Who I am is someone that has great work ethics. Who I am is someone that thinks beyond herself and do for others. Who I am is who I show up as every day, online and offline. I don't need a mask. I don't need glitter. I don't need nothing. Y'all see me. I ain't got no makeup on. I ain't got no lashes on. I'm in my workout gear and I am perfectly fine. Now I got the little wig on, but y'all already know the story and it's an episode coming out. I have alopecia. You could judge me on that too. I don't care. I have alopecia, but baby, I have hair, okay? It's long, okay? Let's not get it twisted. But I just don't feel comfortable with my hair texture to wear it out. And again, because I am a student and I'm in studies, healing thyself, I am in studies to become a practitioner. And I have been making my own herbal blends for a while now, but more intentional because I'm in purpose for purpose on purpose, right? So when I'm in purpose on purpose for purpose, it's like, okay, it's a shift happening. So I can't play with it. After I almost died in March, and watch the world watch me and no one like care to come see me, come help me, to aid and assist. I'm like, wow, I'm attached to a lot of communities in this Atlanta area. They could care less. I'm like, I thought I kind of felt like they could care less, but actions speak louder than words. I was like, wow, I show up every time for people. I'm showing up, supporting, promoting people's events and everything they got going on. I don't listen. All I'm doing now is being obedient. So when I'm supposed to speak, I will speak. So when I'm supposed to give a message, I will give a message. To who I'm supposed to help, I will help. But I will not be a part of anything that is not of kingdom. I will not be a part of anything that's higher frequency or higher elevation. And my God-given assignment is to take those things out. So please think twice to connect with me if you are not of integrity, if you're not of thinking beyond yourself, of serving others to help others, if you're not of doing the right thing when no one's looking. So, another thing, it says he's working overtime to keep your identity masked, to keep the truth from coming out. Woo! That you are indeed alive and free and empowered by God's own spirit to fight against him. He rather conspired to keep you in a constant state of mourning, grieving over who you wish you were, instead of relishing who you really are. Who you really are. Grieving, mourning. Let me tell y'all something. Yes, I am a mental health advocate. Let me bookmark this. I help people battle with mental health. Why? Because I've seen it firsthand. I deal with it firsthand, and I also see it with my peoples. Like when I see people, I have a heart because I understand it. And just because you have mental diagnoses does not mean that you have active symptoms. So, yes, I am a combat disabled veteran. I have PTSD, depression, anxiety. It does not mean that I'm depressed all the time. Honestly, the thing that people need to be very well aware of is functional depression. Functional depression is one of the key things that I had. Yeah, I may cry because I'm a little bit more sensitive because I'm an empath and I'm feeling everything now. So now tears are just coming out, and I'm like, God, I don't even like it. I'm not used to that. However, functional depression is when people show up, they still go to work, they still get dressed, but when the lights go out, the silence is loud. They're not going to ask for help. I'm a functional depressive person, but when you are in episodes, so a person sometimes may have a high where everything's great, but you don't know if whatever they're experiencing in life may trigger something, or when you evolving and you actually start operating in different spaces, this it's like you think you're doing great, which you are, and then something would hit that did not surface for probably years, and that was probably suppressed. And once it came to life, it's like it just took you off track and everything. So it's like, how do you deal with that? Well, go back through the process. You got to go back through the process, but you can't do it alone. When you're in crisis, make sure that you dial 988. If you're in crisis and you're dealing with like a mental health crisis, dial 988. It's a 24/7 confidential line that you can access. That's for everybody. Press 1 if you're a veteran so that you can get to the veteran crisis line. But make sure you dial 988 because you can call them right now. You can call them at 2 o'clock in the morning to talk with somebody. If you are in need of assistance where they need to come, they will ask for your location and send help for you. So I want you to understand that. Let's make that clear. Second, I want you to understand that in your journey, it's okay to feel your emotions. It's okay to process them. It's okay to cry because that's release. Your body has to release it. It's okay to rest. We can't team no sleep. All of that is toxic behavior. Team no sleep. Well, guess what? They want to act like they're working, working, working. No, you're stressing, stressing, stressing because you're trying to overdo something that just let it go. Trust God. Team no sleep. I know people, including myself, team no sleep is because we have insomnia. Because the things that surface when we go to bed at night is things that I don't want to revisit. I don't want to hear the sounds. I don't want to see the visions. So there's people that really team no sleep because they're battling, they're struggling. That silence get loud. Those thoughts pop up. Those memories resurface. Those very vivid memories resurface. So it's like I want people that are my warriors because to me that means you've been through something. You have scars and wounds that are badges of honor. You've been through something. And all I say to you is this: your circumstances and situation and your life past does not define who you are today. And it does not define where you're going. It doesn't define where you're heading. It does not define what you can be. Okay. So I want whoever's like, man, sis, it's hard. I know. I go through it too. Okay. I am you. You is me. But I know one thing. I'm a little bit more even kiltered lately because I've seen life of what it can be. And I understand my assignment, my purpose. I'm operating on my purpose and purpose for purpose. When I start stressing, when I start coming around entities that are not for my purpose, that's when those other stressors appear. That's when my body starts responding. That's when my pain levels are as highest. And I had to track it. That's why I said you guys got to get a journal. You got to track your symptoms. And when I say track these symptoms, okay, you come around people and it's like you got a headache, but you like every time I come around, I got a headache. If you get migraines, track it. I used to get migraines so severe that I used to have to go to the hospital and get a shot. Like, for real. I used to have to go to the like I couldn't even drive myself to the hospital. It used to be so bad. The lights, the sounds was too much. Like I would have to like get a ride to go get a shot. I can manage it. So like I'm not there, y'all. I'm telling you, it's power in healing. It's power in healing, but you got to go through the process and you got to want it. It's healing is not a day off. It's not cute. It's not flashy, it's not fun. Everybody glorifies the toxicity. Let's go drink, let's go smoke, let's go do all toxic things. It's like, yay. I'm just over here I don't drink anymore. I don't drink anymore. I never smoked. So I don't do drugs or whatever. But I just want to help somebody. Like, it's so many things that we all have done that's like, oh, I gotta take all this stuff out, pause, breathe, don't overwhelm yourself. Start with one. Start with one. I have some habits that I have to break. They're not good, but I had to start with one. So I'm not here to tell you I'm all, almighty. Nope. I'm just a girl that's called Nat Martin that lived her life with freedom. I don't have to listen to nobody. I don't have to go to nobody's job. I get up and do what I want to do. I don't even have to have a business if I want to. I don't have to have any of it. But what I have is peace and I have freedom. No, I may not have $1 million in my bank account. I ain't got that. Not yet, because I already seen it. Not yet. But I'm $1 million person. Why am I in rooms with millionaires and I don't have $1 million in my bank account? Because I am $1 million person. God will place me wherever He needs to place me. And just because people have gifts and have all this shiny stuff does not mean that it came from God. So please be careful of what you want. I want to help heal the world. And in doing that, God gonna load it up because He already know we got flights to catch. I got teams to build. So all of what I need, financials and all, will be covered. It will be covered because I trust Him to do it because He's trusted me with the mission, and the mission will get done. So once you start to really dive into what you're supposed to be doing and realizing, it's like, you know what? Nothing else matters. I seen a quote today that said, you wake up one day and you realize nothing matters. I'm there. I don't care about nothing unless it's purposeful, unless it's, for me to use my God-given talents. I seen this young lady had posted something online that she was not safe. When I tell you I activated and I was about to fly to another country because I don't play when it comes to who? Women, veterans, and children. Okay. I'm like, I was up and ready and making some phone calls. You know me as Nat Martin, but I am retired Master Sergeant Martin. Don't play with her because she was heartless. So we keep her contained a little bit, right? We keep her contained. So I just want, whoa, what's going on? Huh? It says something happened. No. Okay. I was like, what is going on? Okay. Can y'all see me? It was like my camera had came off. Okay. That was crazy. There ain't nothing but enemies. So let me get back to one more thing. All right. So did I finish that? I don't know if I finished that. Okay. All right. So, that part. He'll rather conspire to keep you in a constant state of mourning, grieving over who you were, who you wish you were, instead of relishing who you really are. Woo! Exaggerated by insecurity and crippled by self doubt. Okay, let me tell you what that means. When you're constantly mourning and grieving, you're in a state. So when you get depressed, right? Depression is to bring you down to a lower frequency. So if you are operating a lower frequency and you're in another paradigm, let me tell you what happens. You start feeling like tired. Now, this is not, again, we got my autoimmune people, we got some stuff, we're gonna be tired, low vitamin D, whatever. I'm saying when you start to actually be depressed, that's a lower frequency. The enemy wants you there. let's not give it to them, right? When you constantly mourning loss is something that a lot of people don't talk about. People think that loss is just loss of life, like you lose somebody in your family or something. Mm-mm. I'm mourning right now. I'm mourning the old version of me. I'm mourning the people that I had to pretty much kill off, right? Because they can't be attached to this new version of me, not in one little bit. And because you're moving and evolving and you're growing, it doesn't mean that you don't miss or like the relationships that you had or the memories that you had with other people. It's a part of the process is the grieving process. So I'm mourning that I realize that some people are not going to be able to come along with me. And that makes me sad because I told you the heart is so pure. It's like, man, I thought, I envisioned when he takes me here that they'll be there with me. And when you realize that that's not that's not part of the plan, it's sad. It makes me sad. It makes me emotional. So I'll be in here crying because I'll be like, dang. And sometimes they don't even know they're not coming. And when he give me that message, it's like, well, they don't even know. And when their time will come is when their time will come. But you can't stagnate yourself or stop yourself because other people are not falling in line. Their journey is their journey. So as you evolve, it do get lonely. You know how I say it's lonely at the top? It's lonely at the top of your transformation too, not just in business life like that. It's lonely because you haven't fully went through the transformation yet. I'm at this peak of getting to the mountaintop. And as I'm getting there, I know that there's others that's climbing their mountaintop too. And guess what? We're going to meet at the top. So then the loneliness of it will be gone. But we all got to climb the mountain. And so I may be climbing on this side and you may be climbing on that side, but long as we're climbing the mountain, we're going to see each other at the top. But everybody's going to get there at different times. But the unfortunate truth is this: some people might not make it. Why? Because they allowed the enemy to get to them. They allowed the enemy to become their enemy. They allowed that self-doubt. They allowed the limiting beliefs. They allowed the imposter syndrome. They allowed the hypercriticalness. I am super critical of me. I have to like literally fight me. So a lot of people think, oh, she out here, she trying to be like, I ain't trying to be like you. Who for what? I know who I am, the most powerful thing there is. I'm trying to not be the old version of me. I'm over here having to, get two-piece jab, jab hooks over here because no, I can't go back. And sometimes the pull is so hard, it feels like, oh, okay, whatever. Then it's like, heck no, get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? You got to put them in a headlock. You know what I'm saying? Like up, up, down. You know what I mean? Like you gotta fight it off. You have to get strong in the physical. You have to get strong in the mental. You have to get strong in the emotional. You have to get strong in the spiritual. And you have to be strong in the financial space of being. But it's all of them that comes together. So when you bring it all together, that's how you become powerful beyond measure. That's what people are afraid of. They see when you're on your journey. They see when you're evolving. They see when you are transforming, and they don't understand why she get to do that. We came from the same place. Wait. Why she get to do that? I'm popping. I got money. I got cars. Baby, them cars could be repossessed. Them houses could be foreclosed. Listen, y'all can have all type of mess and drama. I have freedom. Freedom. The drama that cast upon my life, I have learned the lesson and the blessing in it. God put me through that for the day like today because he crafted me for a moment just of this day. I'm telling you, I was perfectly made for a moment like this. I almost took my life when I was going through that. And everybody watched and nobody said, let me help you. No, nobody even said, how are you? A simple phrase that no one does. Go ask somebody, how are you? And wait for them to respond. Not just on some, how are you, boom, and gone. No, because I'm gonna always say I'm good. I get people autoresponders because you're not really caring. You know, I get I'm gifted. I know when something's sincere. I know I can feel it. I can feel energy. Okay. So it's like instead of wasting my energy to explain or to go back, and I don't have time for that. I'm okay. I'm good. Thank you. Have a nice day. Be blessed. This is my new little thing. Or clock it or whatever they do. Listen, I'm gonna keep it moving, okay? Because some things just not worth the energy or the time or the no will. So for those people that's healing and growing, evolving, understand this. Some things we don't have to explain. Don't try to over explain. Don't try to, convince people to hear you, to see you, to I'm I'm over the convincing stage. Be strong in who you are. First, know who you are. Activate your power, your God given power. Understand your gifts. Use your gifts and purpose for purpose and be intentional about your purpose. And then go out there and impact the lives that they need your help. You're called. My name is Nat Martin, but guess what? It's also chosen one, messenger, called, child of God. Okay. I have multiple names, healer. Okay. Friend. Okay. So understand, what names are they calling you? And don't let them cast upon anything that is not what God calls you, because that's the only thing that matters to me. You can call me ugly, you can call me skinny, you can call me whatever, but I'm free and I'm a child of God, and I can get up here and do YouTube videos if I want to. I can say I don't want to. I can do whatever I want to do. But I know one thing that I got to do is be obedient to the call. So when I'm called, boots is on the ground and ready to go, because we are in battle. We're in war. So like last week, I was in Jacksonville. I spoke on the stage and I spoke on preparing yourself for the battlefield to win the mental war to walk in your purpose. I need you to understand you are meant for more. You have to activate it. If it's something that you're battling or struggling with right now, and you're like, girl, you're speaking to my heart, I want you to go to iamnatmartin.com, book a discovery call with me. It's a free call. If you really like, no, Nat, I need a whole session, book a resilience reset session. That's a whole hour session with me so we can dig deep in helping you unlock. So I just want, I think I finished that section. I just want to make sure that message is heard. Uh da, 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 da. Well, I can tell you this part. All right. So the authentic identity is possibly quite a bit different from the one you perceive when you look at yourself in the mirror each day. And when you're fidgeting through an awkward social encounter, or when you're sizing yourself up against the well-dressed accomplishments of other friends, church people, and even it's true, total strangers. Sometimes you comparing yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison will steal your joy, because then you're thinking you're not measuring up to somebody else. I compare myself to me, and that's not even good, because I'm hypercritical. And because I'm such a high achiever and I do things at a high level, I've done some great things in this world. So now it's like, okay, girl, you did that. Now we got to 10x it again. And so we have to be very cognizant of how you are looking and comparing yourself. Um, it's also not the identity that your enemy wants in your head when he's moving strategically against you. When he's maneuvering himself into attack position, he wants you lifeless, disengaged, brainwashed into believing you have nothing of value to offer. Do you know that I'm in a lot of business groups out here? And do you know that a lot of them, they don't think I have any value? A lot of them don't think I have anything. What's your offer? What do you do? What's your purpose? I choose peace because God be trying to tell me to hold my weapons down. Because when people choose violence, I used to be a reactor and I could choose violence back. But when I choose it, it goes zero to prison real quick. And then it's like, oh my God, what did she just do? So I have control over self. I have control over entertaining the masses that are not worthy of my explanation or my time, right? I do what I'm said to do by my father, by my creator, the one that created me to come on this earth. So because you can't see all of my blessings, I guess, I don't wear my money. Um, it equates to like, well, what is she doing? What she got going on? I don't need all of that. Now I live a very great life with very luxurious things that God has blessed me with because I've done the work and continue to do the work. But I don't need it to make me who I am. So some people need that because without it, they can't come on live like this. They need to put on for their city. They need to put on so that they can sit in ego and sit in the image that they have crafted for themselves. I don't need any of that. I can show up in my Crocs, my little Jerusalem sandals, my little yoga pants, and my tank top, and I can still make impact. It's simple. And then, I do like to dress up at times. And then even with that, I'm going to show up in my crystals. And even that disrupts the spirits of those that, they don't know. So you have to be very mindful of understanding who you are. And then the other thing is that's why he doesn't want your nose in the word or your knees on the ground, because that's where the light comes. That's where you find out the good news. And that's when you're fully equipped to stand firm against him. So I need you to understand that you are children of the light, okay? To produce the fruit of the light. So when I have been called for such a time like this, when I thought, my God, what are you doing? Like, I'm in a hospital, they're wanting to put drugs and stuff in me. I'm rejecting it. I'm not accepting it. They're asking to do a procedure. They wanted to do a blood transfusion. I rejected it. I don't want nobody blood in my body. I'm like, no. And so at that moment, I said, man, this is it. Man, I went all the way to Iraq and this is it. I just knew it was gonna be something. I don't even know what like how did this happen, right? From the beginning. How did this happen? What's going on? And I called out. I reached out to some people for prayer because I'm again in a lot of communities. I thought like maybe they can pray for me. I got no response. I said, well, dang, okay. Tell me how important I am to these communities. They could care less about me. They go on with their scheduled program, right? Which is cool. Do you, right? Cool. Not a problem. I hold no ill will. But when you know better, you do better. So I realized I can't give all of me to things that don't even give back to me, things that don't even see me, things that don't even value me. Like, that's crazy. So I started going on a journey of back to the beginning of when I was a holistic coach, when I was training, when I was studying. Then I got certified again, doing my modalities. I ended up getting certified in one of the things that I use to help heal me. And I got certified that in May. And then I just, it's a lot of stuff that's taking place that I don't speak on that I'm doing. And it's just been a journey. And so people see me, they're like, oh, your skin looks great. Oh, you look good. Thank you. hmm But you not working on you, you're not asking for the help. I no longer try to help people that don't want help. I no longer try to pull people to the glory because some people want to be a part of darkness. Some people want to stay where they are. And when you're pulling people that want to be a part of that, they would try to pull you into it. And I had to be mindful that I'm not afraid to go in the darkness. I can face your demons, my demons. I'm not afraid. Um, because I have to face them. And healing, if you haven't went and did shadow work, you have no idea how dark it can get, right? And so when you overcome and you understand that I am the light to the darkness, it's not dark when I arrive. It's dark because you're dark. But when I come, I'm shedding light on everything. Okay. I might heal you because that's what I'm placed for. That's what I'm sent for, to shed light. I am the children of the light. So I need to make sure that I stay focused on that, and understanding that we have to make sure that as you grow and go through these like processes and journeys, you have to make sure that you just understand the identity of who you are, and understanding that you are made for a time like this. Or I see somebody said you don't need to show and tell. Absolutely. Be mindful, because again, not everybody's for you. Not everybody's for your higher being. Not everybody wants you to win. Some people have more than you and they want you to lose because they're not winning. They're not happy. They're not healed. They are not of light. They are of darkness. So when I come around, and it took me a minute to realize that, like, well, why they don't like me? I don't do nothing to nobody. If somebody speaks ill of me, it's like, Lord Jesus, I just come to help people and serve and be a vessel to aid. I don't bother nobody. Most of the time I'm by myself in my own little world. So I start realizing it's not me, it's a them thing, but it is me, my spirit, my light. They see who I am. And because I was going through a dark time, and I was just, again, I allowed the enemy to trick me in my identity, I didn't know who I was. So they knew that. So that's why I said people will see you. They know who you are, but the enemy will use other people to try to trick you out of you walking in your purpose. It says, I understand. I look around the same time. He was in the hospital. I was struggling with my kidneys and feeling like I was going to take my last breath. Yes. When you're going through those health battles and you feel like, what can I have? That's when I realized a lot of people out here chasing money. A lot of people out here, like, money ain't going to buy your health. Okay. Let me tell you something. Money is not going to buy your health. Money is not going to buy your health. It's not going to buy your life. Now, do we need money to live in this capitalistic world? Yes. Do we need money to survive the mandates of how the world we live in? Yes. But what I'm saying is the overpopulation, where you let it control who you are, where you let it be, I've seen things from people where they don't care about people. You're just trying to get to the next bag. And it's like, wait, but that affected somebody. When I see stuff like that, I'm like, nah, buddy. I don't operate like that. That's not like, we all can get the money. We can all can get the bag. But we don't I don't operate in it where it affects other people's lives and you can care less. Like, that's not leadership. That's called being an influencer. That's a coward. That's called ain't nobody gonna call you on your stuff. I don't have a problem doing it. I hold people accountable because it's not right. And again, what you gonna do to me? End me? Cancel me? You don't make me. God make me. You don't pay none of these bills over here. God do. So I understand it, again, back to the identity, knowing who you are, knowing your purpose, and understanding that don't allow people to trick you out of you need them or you won't, don't do that. Um, it says, uh, you suffer with severe shortness of breath because of your kidneys and didn't get much support. People comment on my videos, but no one really reach out, but only like 2 people. So, brother, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't even reach out. And I'm gonna tell you, because I ain't even on here. I scheduled from a different app because I'm not on Instagram for real. So I know people think I am, but I schedule my posts on Instagram. So it's not even like I'm not searching, I'm not scrolling, I'm not consuming. And so what I'm gonna tell you is this: We are connected. We are here. And these words, maybe this message is for you or whoever else. One of the things I want to tell you is make sure that you go get yourself checked out. Make sure that you go get your lab work, right? And make sure you study your lab work. So, like, I literally was in here studying my lab work because some things are still not in alignment. The doctors would never tell you. So, you were saying your kidneys. I'm not a drinker, none of that, sis. But I will say, once I did what God told me to do, I'll be getting way better. I fasted and prayed, plus I was exercising every day and juicing. Okay, so we gonna book a discovery call with me, because again, if I'm not the one to help you, I have the resources too. I went to a seminar 2 weeks ago with one of the very known herbalists, Dr. Yakik Awakening. And again, I got to talk to him about my situation as well. And when it comes to your kidneys, that was one of the things he told me, to go make sure that they did a kidney panel on me and a liver panel, right? So we want to make sure we're looking at all of our labs. We want to make sure that we're pushing and advocating for more labs, because again, my lab work was in the red, but they still sent me home from the hospital with no caretaker. And then when I went back to research my lab work, it was a lot that said low, but they didn't call me to say, hey, you want to take this, and that? No. So there are certain herbs that you can take. There are certain herbal blends, and I wish I was downstairs so I can. Oh, let me see if I can pull it up. Hold up. Let me see if I could pull it up real quick. But one of the things is understanding, like, one, getting a holistic doctor. I went to a holistic doctor. I did a scan. And when I scanned 20 of I scanned all of my organs. And what that scan did was, it will tell you about what's going on with your organs, but it also tells you the spiritual side. Because what people don't understand is that, one, like I kept talking about your chakras. So again, with your chakras, that is Eastern, or Chinese medicine or whatever, but it all corresponds. Your heart, whether you say your heart chakra, but your heart, right? Heart, if you're having shortness of breath, if you're having tightness in your chest, that can correspond to your heart chakra. When you're trying to go ahead and heal your heart chakra, guess what? You have to forgive. So, what is the emotion connected to the heart chakra? Forgiveness, anger, hurt, betrayal. You have to go back, and that's why I said you got to get a journal. You got to go ahead and go through the process. When you start to heal your heart, shortness of breath will go away. When you and breathing, understanding that we breathe wrong. They don't teach us this in America. Like, these are things that can literally heal you, that can help. I keep feeling like a strand of hairs on me, y'all. Sorry. Breathing. So one of the breathing methods that I do is, first of all, breathing from your diaphragm. So we all know how to breathe through our nose, like just taking deep breaths in, whatever. You want to breathe through your nose, but through your diaphragm, hold it, and exhale throughout your mouth. And now made me burp. Sorry. But because I can't talk and do it and hold it, I got to focus when I do it, right? So breathe in through your nose, hold it, breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, exhale for 4. So that, just breathing, if you can start doing that 3 times a day, start doing that 3 times a day. I have another breathing technique that I do, that you breathe. I don't never talk. I never explain this to people. So I'm saying, you breathe in through your nose. So I'm gonna close my left nostril, breathe in through my right. Then you're gonna close your right, breathe out through your left. I can't talk and do it, but you close your left nostril, breathe in. I mean, your left, right. You close your left nostril, breathe in through your right, hold it. You close the right, breathe out through your left. You do that through a couple of cycles of that. It's some asanas I do in the morning. It's some stretching, some somatic exercises I do. There's some herbal teas I drink in the morning. There's some herbal teas I drink at night. Because I deal with a lot of pain every day. I also make sure that I incorporate burdock root. I incorporate to relieve the stress. Like even now, my candle that's burning right now, it's hot. Okay, I'm not gonna touch it. Is eucalyptus because it keeps me calm. It keeps my nervous system calm. You want to understand regulating your nervous system. You want to make sure that you're hydrated. You want to make sure that your gut health is in alignment. Also, when it comes to the kidneys and stuff, you want to understand that if there's an imbalance in your gut health, that you may not be processing waste properly, meaning that it's going to go through your lymphatic system. So for me, one of the things is when I had salmonella poisoning and it got in my bloodstream in March. So when that happened, they're trying to flush everything out, but because we don't live in a holistic type of a society, they were not replenishing me. There was no zinc, no magnesium, none of that, potassium, none of that coming back into the body. So they're flushing everything out of the body. So my labs, my iron, everything was going low. And so I was weaker than weak. And then because I don't eat everything, I don't eat meat, I have a very certain palate of how I eat. It was very difficult of the food choices that in the hospital. And then it's like, okay, I want my fruit. Like, where's like, so basically I'm a fruitarian. So I drink my meals, I eat pretty much fruit. And then I'll have some solids once in a while, but I'm pretty much in a very intimate fasting life without intentionally fasting because I have had no appetite since I left the hospital in March. My energy levels have not sustained itself, so I had to go back in. So, um, okay, I said she went to a holistic place and they took 7 tubes of blood. Vitamin D was super low. Plant-based vitamin D got 50,000 units. Yes. So the vitamin D, which people don't understand, vitamin D deficiency is something that a lot of Black and brown people have and they don't know. And now we're about to get into these fall, winter months where it's going to get darker sooner, which means that your vitamin D is going to go really low because even in the summer months, if you're more active and outside and you're getting the natural vitamin D from the sun, it still don't be enough. It still don't be enough. So if they put you on a 50,000 units, it's because, yeah, it wants to get it. You got to get it up. So at times my vitamin D was that low where I had to take the 50,000s. Now I'm just taking, what milligrams am I taking now? I can't remember the milligrams I'm taking right now, but it's 2 a day because vitamin D a vitamin D deficiency will affect your, you can be fatigued. It'll start affecting how you feel. It can start affecting different things. So it says it was an imbalance in my liver function. Yes, you want to detox things out. You want to get parasites out. Your liver was backed up with waste, which was the results of the kidneys. Okay. A lot of people were misdiagnosed and having depression, and it was vitamin D. Yes. So I was misdiagnosed. So, like, yes, I'm a combat veteran. I have PTSD, depression, anxiety. I always say that because I advocate for mental health. But I also have fibromyalgia, which comes with fatigue. And then I also have sleep condition, right? And so I have to, it's a war when it comes to the sleep hygiene and everything else. I done took classes and studies and seminars on this. And even have a $10,000 bed that tracks my sleep and tells me my REM schedules and everything, because it was prominent to affect in my life. So that's why I tell people, like, people want to flash other things. Flash was going to help you with your life, like help you. And I'm so grateful I had got that bed because if I didn't get that bed when I was healing from my hip surgery, when I couldn't walk, my bed transformed. So I can elevate my head, I can elevate my feet, I can warm my feet because the body gets cold. Like it just does a lot of different things. So grateful and thank you to God that I was blessed to be able to have that. But what people didn't understand, like in these last 2 years for me, when I went back to the doctor, like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, your depression. I'm like, oh, no, it's not. It was grief. It was grief. I told y'all I'm grieving. So a lot of people, again, they want to put you on a subscription. Take this medicine, da 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 da. It's like, I'm not depressed. I am not depressed, not even a little bit. I'm grieving. Grieving symptoms mirror depression symptoms because you're tired, you lack of motivation, you don't want to get out of bed, and you don't understand what's happening if you did not have like a loss of life. Because everybody equate grieving to a loss of life. So it's like, well, what's wrong with you? I'm grieving me. I'm grieving you. You ain't about to be in my life for long, and I already know it, you know? And it's like, dang, if you knew what I do, you would be sad too. But um grief. So a lot of people are grieving. I watch it. They're grieving. Again, I went through major transitions all at one time. My health, I lost my ability to walk, I lost my Air Force career, and I lost my son. And then I had started my business. It was doing great. Then I lost my business. Nobody cared to help. They just said, "Oh, she's depressed. Like, get away. That's the darkness." And it's like, no, all I needed was care, love, support. Some of the things that you cannot prescribe, only genuinely. So that's why I show up and I care and I love and I support people because I know what it can impact. I know what value it can do and it can heal. Literally, I needed a hug. I couldn't get a hug, so I could go out the country so I could hug the ocean. But everybody don't have that blessing. So that's why I tell people if you can't get a hug or you don't have those people in your life, I can't get hugs every day. But you know that if you need a minimum of like 5 hugs a day, it would change your life. So go hug a tree. So if I and certain trees talk to me. So when I see them, I be man. And it's different types of tree huggers. And I'm one of those very eccentric tree huggers. Like sometimes I climb on it and I just hug it and I have my cheek on it and it just embraces me because it understands and I know that it's sincere. I know that it cares. I know that I don't have to worry. And it's talking and it's connecting. And if you can take your shoes off so that you can connect to Mother Earth while you're doing it, you don't even understand the power of healing that can take place. Um, you said that you narrowed down, so the doctor didn't tell me. I narrowed that down. Doctor didn't tell me that. Okay. And that's the thing. Where's the place that does the body scan? If you send me a message, I'm not sure if you're in Georgia, but if you send me a message, I can get you in contact with the lady. She's here in Georgia. Which again, because I'm a high achiever, I was I I was about to buy my own machine because again, even in my house, when I tell you guys, I flipped a room in my house for my healing space. So I am Reiki certified, and so I did a lot of sessions. I flew out to the West Coast for this master Reiki practitioner to do sessions with him. And I did some spinal energetics. And then when he came to Georgia, I got certified in Reiki 1, Reiki 2, but I flipped my room in my house for my healing area. And as I started flipping that and then practicing and doing different techniques and incorporating different modalities with the somatic exercises, the somatic stretches, like I already have to stretch because I have fibromyalgia. But when I started to expand my knowledge in doing asanas and changing up the breathing and then incorporating the herbs, it's like, even with Ayurveda. So like I study Ayurvedic wellness. So eating Ayurvedic meals and understanding who you are. So like there's an assessment. So with my clients, I do an assessment with them. So so I understand who they are. So then I also know how to I do chakra alignments. So if I hear certain word choices, if I see certain things, but once I know whether you're Vata, Kapha, or Pitta, I can understand like, okay, like they need this versus that because it corresponds to how they're naturally aligned. Um, it's so much stuff that I tell people, it's so much stuff that I can help people with and I can do. But, this world had frustrated me and I had just said, I'm gonna mind my business and just be, but God won't let me be great. He want me to be greater. And so I'm back in a shift in a transition being obedient. I don't know which way or how. Y'all know I say this all the time. I don't know all the tech stuff. I don't know how to do all this stuff, but I just know like tonight he told me to speak and I wasn't studying these books. Like it told me to go to them and pull those sections out. So I really hope that it helps somebody. That's all I could, or who it was for, because I never know. Never tell me who it's for. Um, Ooh, this one right here. You were born to do something so awesome that only God can get the credit for it. That right there speaks so much to my heart because I used to be like, man, when is it my turn? When is it my turn? When is it going? I can do that. And then I started realizing it's been my turn. Like I've been that girl. Like it's been waiting for me. But other people would get the glory. And he didn't want that. He didn't want that. He didn't want nobody else to get the glory in my story. And so I'm like, okay, I got it. Because he right. I would have gave it to them. Oh yeah, they da 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 da. Or thank you to da 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 da. No, 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 no. Thank you to God. Because again, he shows up and sometimes those tests, which turn into our testimonials, those storms, which turns into our blessings, that he shows up to remind us that you giving too much, you giving your power away. You giving them too much credit. I did this in those times when you're like, only God, but God. You know what I'm saying? So, and then understanding who you are. You are created in his image. So that means God is in me. Okay. So act like it, walk like it, talk like it, show up like it, be who you are, you know? So I pray, I just pray that this really helps somebody. You know, I had to grieve my fitness business. Like I love when I was competing on stage. I love when I was helping people, feel good about themselves. Cause I mean, the fitness business is still the same business I have today. It's just people don't understand what resilience means. This is resilience. It's your mental wellness, it's your physical wellness, it's your emotional wellness, it's your spiritual wellness, and your financial wellness. I happen to have skill sets in all of those components so that you can have a holistic life plan. You can have a holistic strategic map to help you balance life in those areas. And when one area is lacking, we can always look at how we can correspond and bring it up because you always want to be at an even kilter. Sometimes, again, we're like a scale. It ain't always going to be just even, it's going to be a little give and take, but sometimes that's needed. You know what I'm saying? So, how do you reset? How do you bounce back? I don't help people just bounce back because I don't bounce backwards. I bounce back to go ahead and get the good and leave the rest so that I can bounce forward. So I want you to understand it's your time to bounce forward. We don't survive anymore. You thrive in your season. You live the life that God crafted you to live for such a time like this. So I don't want to I don't want to keep y'all forever, but I do want to play my song because I just this song right here, I was gonna play a different one, but I like this one because I feel like my warriors is on here, and I just need you to remember who you are. So it's that this one right here is that's the mic. Your time not over. To keep doing the impossible. I thank you. Yeah. Question is really with you. When you're losing, everybody's with you. When you're winning, everybody with you. I don't understand how you can count your problems and not your blessings. How that's gonna help you stress them. Give it to God and he just might stretch it. That's a valuable lesson. Who is he? I'm from the ham, but I live on the church now. It's really big now. The theme for 23 years, I choose. Because every time I turn around, it goes bless you. Who would have thought that we make it this far? Right. Who would have thought? Who trusted God with all their heart? I did. It's crazy. I'm first. Used to be last. Now I pray that it lasts. You can't see me smiling behind this mask. I know they mad. I want to thank everybody who believed. 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 Make sure that y'all drinking spring water. Make sure you're drinking spring water. Like you don't have to get this brand, but make sure you're drinking spring water. There's so many different from juicing recipes to how to infuse your water. Like it's so many different things I can add and tell people, but make sure you're drinking. Hold on, turn down the book. Make sure you're drinking half your body weight in ounces of water. So whatever weight you are, divide that in half and drink that many ounces of water so that you can stay hydrated. So it's about to be more like getting colder. So that's the minimum. In the summertime, obviously you want to drink more because it's hot, you're sweating, you know. But if you're working out and stuff and you're sweating, make sure that whatever the minimum ounces of water, you get that in your body. Now, I drink spring water, but I also drink plant water. So I'm a little sad that it's no more watermelon season, but you know, I get hydrated through watermelon, I get hydrated through Asian pears, I get hydrated through dragon fruit, I get hydrated through what am I missing? My Asian pears, my watermelon, my dragon fruit, my coconut water. So I want to make sure if I'm drinking water, it's doing something for my body. So even when I drink my spring water, I will infuse it, or I'll put minerals in my water because it needs to be doing something for my body. So those are just different things that you can do. You ran 5 miles today. Get on you. That's good. I ain't there yet. I actually, oh, let me plug this. I almost forgot. And next month I will be speaking out in Virginia because I will be speaking for a event that we are bringing attention to suicide awareness, and we're going to get active, and we're going to do a 22-mile ruck carrying 22 pounds. And when we do that, it's because in the veteran community, we lose 22 veterans a day to suicide. And the numbers actually might be higher now, but that's just kind of been what it's been, 22 a day. So, yeah, if you want to join me out in Virginia, yeah, let me know. And we're going to go ahead and do the 22-mile ruck, carrying 22 pounds. I will be doing my Moving Mental Mountains hike, which is my mental health resilience hike here in Georgia. I'll be doing one this week. I gotta look at the count. I think whatever this last week of October is, and then I definitely will be doing one next month as well. And so get ready to lace up your boots because Moving Mental Mountains is not, it's a free hike or whatever, but it is the charity component of my business where it's just so that you can come move those mental mountains in your life with fitness and using your body, mind, and spirit, and connecting and community to have a safe space so that you don't have to carry the load. And if you come with me, you will get to the top of the mountain. So let me just tell you that right there. I leave no man behind because I have values, beliefs, and systems that, you know, I truly believe that everything is not literal with me. Everything is so calculated, figuratively speaking. I truly don't want you to come embrace something and you see a obstacle or roadmap ahead of you, and you're like, "How am I going to get through?" You want to get through because you got me. You want to get through because you got God. You want to get through because we want to give you the tool sets of how to persevere and climb the battles in your life and climb those mountains in your life. That's why I invite people out. I've been doing that. I've been going to the mountains since like 2019, 2017, I don't know. But then 2020, when I was learning how to walk again, people started following me up the mountain and it was a thing. But then the Moving Mental Mountains, it's been 2 years. And I'll tell you, I expected, you know, more people to be involved or come. But again, it's like I like it the way it is. If they come, they come. If they don't, I'm still gonna be out there moving the mental mountains for myself and showing people and leading people the way. I do have a lot of supporters of people that's not here in Georgia. And I tell them, go hike and, you know, DM me, let me know you did it, or go do your walk or whatever. Because I want you to understand that that mental baggage can sometimes be heavier than the physical baggage that you can carry. So how do we clear it? Nature. I'm telling you, it's so many ways of getting outside, getting in nature, using your body, activating your body, just it heals. So coconut, mineral salt, yes, yes, and yes. I need my vitamin D next time. We're doing it next month. I'm thinking for the hike next month. I'm confirming everything tomorrow, but I think I'll be doing it. It's gonna be in the middle of the week, prior for Veterans Day, because you know, on purpose, in purpose, for purpose. I have to attach everything that's meaningful to me. So I'll probably do it on Veterans Day so that we can honor myself and the veterans. And get up and do a movement. But I'll put it out there. I think you already on an email list, so you definitely get it if you're on an email list. But yeah. And so I'm just I'm in Atlanta right now. Okay, yeah. So just hit me up. And then yeah, so now I'm about to shut it down. I've been so blessed to talk with y'all, communicate with y'all. It's been amazing. I just appreciate everybody, and I just want the best for everything. You say you'll be here for the next 2 weeks. You move, hit me up, DM me. We gotta catch up. Hit me up. Yeah, we gotta catch up. So everybody else, you can follow me. I am Nat Martin on all platforms. You can go to iamnatmartin.com, where you can join my email list. You scroll down to the bottom of my website, you can go ahead and join the email list. And then you can also book a discovery call so we can chat and see what you got going on in your life and how I can be a benefit, a value, a help, and go from here. So iamnatmartin.com is where you can find me. Book your discovery call and then go ahead and join the email list, because a lot of times some stuff is only sent out via the email list, to be honest. So yeah, let's do that. And then I am on IG. You're watching me on IG. So yeah. So that is that. Listen, y'all already know what I say all the time. Be great, be amazing, but always be resilient. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed.